I'm an addict for sneakers.
What's good? Back up in the building. It's your boy DJ Delz. Brand new podcast here at youtube.com/The Sneaker Addict. I hope everyone's doing great out there. If you didn't listen to last week's podcast, please just press pause and go check that out because you will enjoy it, and then come back to this one. I want you to be up to date on everything. And if you are, let's rock. Let's get into some Q&A. First, we got from Know the Dawn. He wants me to speak about the OVO 10s. They will be releasing. It's confirmed by Jordan Brand. I have more information on my blog on release information, more images. Definitely check that out. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a pair because I'm really digging that colorway. And I'm a size 9, by the way. For anyone that ends up doubling up or getting them and wants to do trades, keep that in mind. I'm a size 9. Just hit my Instagram up, Team DJ Delz. Definitely want a pair of those. Next, we got the JC writes. He wants me to speak about Nike and how they could fix the bots, in my opinion. I don't really know. I'm not really a tech kind of dude. I just can't see them being able to fix it. There's always going to be someone that's advanced that figures out a way to get in there and get their sizes in cards. So I don't think Nike will be able to ever fix that. Maybe for a short period of time, but then it's going to just be a wrap. I thought Nike was going to be way more active with that app, you know, the sneakers app, and it feels like that's just not happening. It's weird how Nike's operating lately. I don't get it. Next we got from Jinx73 writes, what's the best way to sell 40 to 50 plus shoes without losing a lot of money? Need to sell some of my collection to use for emergency money. Man, I don't know. 40 to 50 pairs is a lot of pairs. I hope, you know, everything's alright with you. I see that this is an emergency. Besides the obvious, maybe go to a sneaker show if there's a big sneaker show around your way. That probably would be a good idea. Just if it's that many, you could get a table and, you know, display your stuff at a sneaker show. I think that would be something that you should maybe do. Next we got from DM Gonzalez. He writes, Meek and Drake beef. What's my opinion on it? My opinion on it is, we'll start from the beginning, I guess, because I've been wanting to speak about this. So Meek calls out Drake, right, because Drake had supposedly someone helping him write the 10 Bands record, and accused Drake of not writing his verse on the featured track on Meek's new album. So we heard a reference track that leaked too, and the person who did the reference track also had credit on the record. Now, Meek Mill was on Twitter ranting, going in on all types of stuff, and he went in on Drake, saying that Drake don't write his rhymes. And for some of us, and this is including me, if you're going to claim that you're nice with that pen, you need to write 100% of your records. 100% of your records. When it comes to your verses, hooks, you know, that's one thing. And that's why I was kind of like, I think Meek was ODing a little bit. Because from the leak, it was almost like I think that guy was just helping him with that hook, you know, the 10 Bands hook. It seemed like he was just trying to lay down a melody for Drake to hear it. And people do that in the studio. You know, when I've been in so many studios with many different artists that have sold a lot of records. And sometimes people help the artist with a hook, be one or two lines, they're stuck at the end when they're laying down their vocals. Something ain't rolling right, so, you know, they'll try to rewrite it last minute in the studio. And, you know, sometimes you'll even have the engineer trying to help them, you know, or one of their friends trying to help them with that last bar to finish the verse up. You know, these things happen in songs. And with hooks, a lot of times you don't even hear that same artist on his own song on the hook. Like there's someone singing or they have a feature on it. You know, someone else writing a hook is not a big deal. But if you're going to claim you're the nicest and there's word out there that you are not writing your verses now, that's really pulling someone's card. And I don't know why Meek did that. I think maybe because Meek feels maybe he's the best and Drake is definitely at a higher level than him in his career, and maybe he was like, just, I don't know, man. It seems like Meek gets really upset real quickly. Like, remember when he got all pissed off at Wale for not tweeting his album, and then now with Drake, and I'm pretty sure he was upset about that too. Like, Drake didn't tweet his album when his album released, and he was on the album, and it would have been nice if Drake did that. He didn't. I have a funny feeling something happened behind the scenes also that led to this. I feel like there's way more to this than we know. Who will ever know until, you know, that surfaces, if that ever does. But whatever the case is, Meek spazzed out on Twitter. If you claim that you're nice with the pen, if you are like really that dude when it comes to it, the best, and Drake does claim that time to time, you should be writing your shit, you know. So if he's not writing his verses or all of his verses, that's whack. Drake should be writing all of his verses. Like, he should be writing all of them if he's gonna claim he's the man. Another thing you gotta think about is, like, how true is this? Like, as I was saying before, like, maybe Drake's getting help with some hooks, and a lot of artists are getting help with hooks, you know, from Jay-Z even. My homeboy Emilio Sparks, shout out to the whole State Property, you know, he was involved with Jay-Z's record with Pharrell, you know, and no one gave him heat because of that, and that was open to the public. Emilio Sparks spoke about it, I'm pretty sure, even on MTV. You know, artists go into the studio and they have their peers help them just because it's a creative experience. But as I said already a couple of times, you know, if you're claiming you're the man and you're nice with the pen, you got to be writing all your shit. And I think that was the issue with Meek. Maybe that Meek felt like, you know, this is bullshit. Like, this motherfucker ain't even writing all of his shit. You know, that's what he may have felt. And this is just me assuming, you know, me watching everything and thinking maybe that's why Meek did what he did. I mean, why would he do what he did, calling out Drake? I mean, unless he thought this was going to be a great, you know, publicity stunt for him. But I don't think it's working for him. The diss records that Drake put out kind of just made him look like a jackass, you know. The first one was kind of just whatever. It was kind of light. It was kind of, I feel like Drake was kind of just luring him in to release a record. And that's what that first record was. I feel like it was just really subtle. Didn't say much because I think Drake was just trying to play it smart. And I think most people would expect Meek Mill to come back with some like 5-6 minute, you know, track of him just going hard, spinning them bars. So by Drake hitting him with that light little first, you know, bait track, we'll call it, then Meek would just go crazy, and then Drake would have a lot to work with, you know, because he would be able to respond to all of that. But I mean, it was like how many days and we didn't hear shit from Meek, and Meek was all over Twitter and Instagram talking all this craziness, and he's just mute. And then Drake comes back with another track, and the second track was fire. I mean, he went in. The second track, he went in. And I think that really stunned the shit out of Meek because he was so quiet still. You know? The first track, he was like, that's soft. The joint's soft. The second track, though, man, he went in. I mean, I wasn't impressed with the first track. As far as a song, I liked the song. The shit was catchy as hell. And, you know, he said some dope shit on it. But the second track, he went in. He went in. Even the joint Safari did. I know a lot of people don't really like Safari, but he said some shit in there, Safari. He was clowning on Meek, man. He definitely had me laughing a little bit. And don't get it wrong, I'm a fan of Meek Mill. I like his music. I think he does great at what he does. And that's creating songs, putting a lot of pain on tracks and passion. You know, hitting us with that Philly sound, that street shit. And I've been rocking with a lot of people from Philly for many, many years, man, when it comes to this music stuff. From people over at State Property to a lot of people in the underground scene in Philly. Shout out to everyone in Philly. And Meek is dope. But as far as battling, he just don't got it, man. Even with Cassidy sunned him, in my opinion. Cassidy completely sunned him. And he should have learned from that. But I don't even think Meek thought this all through. You know, what was going to happen after putting those tweets out, and, you know, if he had to actually make a record. Because the Response record was terrible to me. The only thing I really liked about it was the beat. Like, when you heard that Undertaker bell go off, and you're like, yo. I mean, I thought this was going to be tough. And the beat was disappointing, too, because I was expecting the beat to build and build. Like, you know how you have Meek's tracks, and when he's going in, and the beat just progresses and progresses and progresses. And you know that theme, that Undertaker theme, how it progresses and progresses. At first you hear the dong, dong, and then you start hearing the instruments coming in, like when he enters the ring and the flames are coming. Like, they could have built that beat like a motherfucker, you know, and they didn't. And I was so bummed out by that. Like, that beat was disappointing as much as at first it was like, wow, this is going to be something crazy. Because that's how I felt when I first heard it. I was like, wow, this is going to be big. This is going to be a big joint. Pause. But yeah, I heard it. And when you first hear that beat come in and Meek start talking a little shit, I was like, yo, it's about to go down. But then the beat just kind of just started sounding real loopy. And then there was like the little breaks, the little interludes, and the beat completely switched. It was a hot mess to me. A complete hot mess. Meek Mill shouldn't even put that out. I think Meek Mill got too many people too that are like yesing him to death, you know. They're like, yo, that's hot. Yo, that's hot. That's the shit. Because that's what rappers like. I mean, I've been in the studio with so many damn rappers throughout my life, you know, from when I was a teenager, just beginning to DJ. Rappers want to be around people that are just going to, you know, kiss their ass. It's amazing. Like, and if you criticize them, like, you should see their faces a lot of times. They are like little girls. They get so emotional. So, you know, you can't even tell these rappers. But whoever was in that studio with Meek that was rooting for him, like, yo, this is the shit, this is the shit, like, he shouldn't listen to those people no more, because that shit was not the shit, it was shit. It was not good at all. Meek gotta strictly stick to making music, because he makes great music. I really like his album a lot. I love his album. I listen to it all the time. Definitely getting a lot of play. I'm playing it like crazy. Unfortunately, Future dropped right after that, basically. And that kind of messed up his momentum, because Future shit is knocking. But it's just crazy, man. The whole situation is crazy. It was like, at first you thought, wow, this was going to be an amazing battle. You got two big artists in 2015 about to go at it, and it ended up being a big disappointment, you know. And one thing you did notice is that Drake did deliver. And some people may say, who knows if Drake even wrote those songs? You never know. Also, don't forget, Drake damn what wrote songs for Alicia Keys, Jamie Foxx, and a whole bunch of other people. Like, why would he be writing records for these big artists and not writing his own records? I'm telling you, it had to be just him in the studio with people and them vibing out and, you know, putting something together. I'm sure that's what the case was. And I want to make it clear, too, when I was talking about if you're going to claim that you're the nicest, you got to write your rhymes. If you're not claiming you're the nicest and you're like Puffy, or if you're like, you know, one of them artists that has other people write their rhymes, Dr. Dre in the past, that's fine. Those guys ain't claiming they're the nicest. Even Kanye West, like, he didn't write Jesus Walks, Rhymefest did. But Kanye West never claims he's the best when it comes to that pen. He claims that he's the man when it comes to putting out projects and putting out a piece of art, like an album. But he doesn't claim that he's the nicest when it comes to the pen, like no one's fucking with him when it comes to him writing. He never claims that. As long as you don't claim that, I don't mind it. But don't claim that you're the nicest when it comes to, you know, writing lyrics and you're not writing your shit. That's what it is. I know this is a Sneaker Addict show, but, you know, this is a big deal. You know, a lot of people want to hear my opinion on that. So I have like 5, 6 people I'm already seeing asking me that same question. If you want me to speak more about other topics like this, I have another channel, The Delz Show. Go and subscribe there, please. Subscribe to The Delz Show. I want to put out more content like this, so make sure to subscribe over there so I can do more of this kind of stuff over there, because I want to try to keep it more with sneakers. But this was a big deal, you know, for a lot of people. It was really exciting. It was a big letdown though last night when that Meek Mill track came out. It was a huge disappointment for me. And people were saying too, he'll come out with a second track just like Drake did. Drake put out the second track because Meek never put out his track after Drake put it out. If you're supposed to be nice with the pen, it shouldn't take you that long to put out a track after when Drake put out that first track. So, yeah, I don't even care to hear anymore, you know. That's how I feel. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you even care to hear any more of this. Or you think it's a wrap. Hang it up. Let's keep it moving when it comes to this. Moving on, we got Lulu Montana writes, Rare Air Ones. He wants me to speak about. I think they're alright. I think they're cool. And then he also writes the Black 350 Boost. They're coming out in August. That's what it's looking like. I have release information over at my blog, thesneakeraddict.com. It's always going to adjust those dates, I'm sure. So just go to the blog and search, you know, the Yeezy Boost 350, and I'll have plenty of information there on the site. He also wants me to speak about the Anthracite 9s. I think they're cool. I like them. Also the white and black Gucci foams. There's a white foam now with the gum bottom and your hits of that green. I think those are alright. The black Gucci foam ones, I'm not that crazy about it. They're alright. Next question from Malo. When are we going to get that infamous t-shirt collection video? I have a lot of people that ask that from time to time. I'll do one if you guys really want that. Leave a comment in the box if you want that. If you want me to show like some of my t-shirts. A lot of people like the t-shirts I wear a lot. I try to find, you know, t-shirts that I really like. I enjoy buying t-shirts. I have a lot of t-shirts. I have probably one too many tees. I gotta like donate them to somewhere because I have a little too many when it comes to t-shirts. Next we got from Ibahana16. I don't know if I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I apologize. Leave your name if you ever want me to actually say your name in the questions so I could just say your name. He writes, when are you going to do a Nice Kick sneak peek? An opinion on Nice Kick sneak peek, the show. I think it's awesome, but, you know, it's up to them, really. It's not up to me. I guess if you guys really want that to happen, you guys have to keep telling them to get me on the show. And if they want me on the show, they're more than welcome to come see me, you know. It would be cool. I love the show. I always watch all the sneak peeks. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. They're all great. And I have nothing but great things to say about that. That show is awesome. Next we got from OG Swag Daddy. He writes, this is Vincent. He wanted me to speak about the Air Vic 2. He wants to pick them up. He's unsure if he should or not. I don't own them, so I can't really give you advice on them. I would recommend you doing a search on YouTube and just watching someone's review on them because I don't own them, so I can't really say much about them. Just keeping it 100, I can't tell you much about them if I don't own them, you know. A lot of people wanted me to speak about the OVO. A lot of questions on the OVO and also the Meek Mill. Shout out to everyone that left that. Next, we got from Alex. He writes, talk about the 2016 remastered 3s. I haven't heard nothing about that. I don't know anything about that. From my understanding, the 3s aren't coming back for a few more years, but I hope you're right, because that would be great. Next question. The new Converse Chuck 2s. I heard they're comfortable. I'm sure they're comfortable, but, you know, it looks like a Chuck 1, and I'm fine with the way Chucks feel as is. I'm not going to pay more money for a Chuck 2 because as a Lunar Lawn insole, when I'm used to the way that Chucks feel already, you know. Because they retail for about $75, and I just feel like you could buy a regular Chuck for way cheaper. I mean, if you're someone that really needs such comfort on your feet, then maybe it's for you, you know. But for me, I would just buy a pair of Chuck 1s, like regular pair of Chuck Taylors versus those. I will not buy the Chuck 2s unless I get them hooked up. Like if someone gives them to me as a gift, like, hey, Delz, here's a present, then awesome, but that's not on my radar to buy a pair of Chuck 2s. I got regular Chuck Taylors in my closet, you know, so I'm good, and I don't need that many pairs of Chuck Taylors. A very special shoe to me growing up, you know. It was my first shoe that I really enjoyed wearing as a kid. When, you know, I'm talking like kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Like, it was my favorite shoe. Like, I really loved that shoe. It's very special to me. But until I see the Chuck 2 in person, you know, that's my opinion. I'm just going to wear the regular Chuck Taylors. And I'm sure that's a lot of people's opinion. Next from Swaggy, he writes, do you think the all red 11s are coming out? No, I am about 99% sure that got just completely trashed, that idea. They are not releasing that this year, unfortunately. That sucks, but that's just what it is. And shout out to Triple Threat Kicks on YouTube. They did a video, the two of them, and they talk about their favorite top 5 YouTubers. And I thought that was dope that I was in the mix when they were giving their list. I think a list on YouTube is way more meaningful than, like, for instance, like a blog, because I feel like blogs don't really get it when it comes to YouTube. Like, I feel like most blogs don't really respect YouTube reviewers, and I think part of the reason why is because they may even look at it as competition because it's sneaker content and they are putting out sneaker content on their blogs. But when you have a YouTuber talking about other YouTubers and making a list, I think that's way more meaningful. So, you know, shout out to those guys. Triple Threat Kicks, check them out. And I think they mentioned a lot of great YouTubers. Everyone they mentioned really does a great job on YouTube. Definitely check them out. And we have another question from Swaggy. He writes, what do you think Nike is going to do with all the Jordans that they didn't release on Nike.com that already released at other retailers? They'll probably, you know, throw some kind of crazy restock and whatnot. I'm sure that a lot of those shoes were just shipped out to, you know, all the other retailers and whatnot, because you got to remember, Jordan is basically Nike. You know, they have different employees, it's different offices, but at the end of the day, it's still Nike. So a lot of those shoes were just probably distributed, in my opinion, to like all the other retailers out there. Moving on, we've got from Michael Francisco. He wants to speak about the leaked images on the LeBron 13 and the expected price of $220. I think $220 is way too high. It seems like the 12 is really struggling to sell. It's sitting, and they're all on sale now, basically, a lot of the colorways that released a few months ago, and they're going to continue to go on sale. Before you know it, a lot of the LeBron 12s will end up being $99 at a lot of your local retailers. $220, you know, if you really think about it, it's not going to be bad for us consumers as long as you wait. They're all going to go on sale. They're all going to go on sale. Except if there's some big hyped up release, you know, like a What The or something like that. They're all going to go on sale. $220, no one's paying that. And as far as my opinion on the way the shoe looks, I think it's cool. Mr. Santana wants me to speak about my thoughts on Hulk Hogan's controversy. Do you think he will be permanently banned from all things WWE? Keep up the great work. Thank you. I did an actual video on my first impression on that. You should check it out over at the Delz Show over at youtube.com/the DELZ show. Definitely check it out. It's getting a great response. Listen to that, because that was like me recording that, I'm pretty sure, on the day of when that news broke. I think that they will not permanently ban Hulk Hogan. I think that they are just taking actions now just to damage control the situation so WWE doesn't look bad at all. Right now, they're treating Hulk Hogan almost like how they treated Chris Benoit, who murdered his kids and wife because he went into like a rage or something like that. And I could totally understand that with the Chris Benoit situation. You're dealing with murder, but, you know, Hulk Hogan didn't kill anyone. He has his opinions. This is America, freedom of speech. We all do not have to agree with what he thinks and feels. But at the end of the day, I think they're being a little extreme as far as trying to erase his history almost. Like, he definitely deserves to not be in anything that's going on in the present, but history's history. I feel like what Hulk Hogan did was awful. What he said was terrible. There's been a lot of things that's been out there throughout the years, if you follow wrestling, of Hulk Hogan being a real douchebag to begin with. You know, him being an asshole. I met Macho Man Randy Savage many, many years ago after I was with the RZA. Shout out to my boy Freddie Figs. We were walking a couple blocks away, and he found out that Macho Man was like around the corner because he came out with a rap album with a diss record dissing Hulk Hogan. And at the time I think I was DJing with AOL Radio. I had a show there, and I forgot who else I was DJing for, but you know, I had my recorder to get some voice drops for my radio show, and he told me about Macho Man being at this FYE setting up. I'm pretty sure it was FYE. So we went over there to that store, and they had like a little area. So we just walked right up on him, and we were like, yo, what's up? Like, we couldn't believe it was Macho Man. You know, like, we were like little kids. Like, we seen him, and we just walked right up to him. The in-store wasn't for like a few hours, and he was just hanging out. We were talking to him, and he clearly told me, like, you know, that he don't like Hogan. You know, he said some things, man, about Hogan, and rest in peace to Macho Man. He's really a cool dude, man. We talking to him, shooting the shit for a minute. I wish I knew where that audio was. I'm still trying to find that audio. So long ago. I gotta find that somewhere. But that whole issue had nothing to do with racism. But behind the scenes, a lot of people has always said that Hogan is kind of a douche. And when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan really was who got me into wrestling when I was, you know, a little boy. I loved Hulk Hogan, you know, like, I remember, you know, watching WrestleMania 3 when he slammed Andre the Giant and just being so amazed by it. It was like the greatest shit ever, you know. That was like the first memory I could really remember. I mean, I was watching it before that, but, you know, I was so damn young. I had no clue what the hell I was watching, you know. But that was like, I remember that, like, watching that. And it's disappointing that you got to hear his true colors because, you know, he was in his own home or behind closed doors. You know, I don't know if he was exactly at his home, but when you're in your own area, that's when you're most comfortable. And for him to say what he said just was really a bummer for a lot of us because it just showed that he's not who he is. And of course, wrestling, you know, it's entertainment. These guys are acting. Some people don't understand why some older people could even enjoy wrestling. You know, it's just like watching any other TV show, which is scripted. It's, you know, it's not quote unquote real. But, you know, the wrestling is still real physical. These guys are really, you know, hurting each other. John Cena broke his nose so badly getting a knee to the nose from Seth Rollins, and I mean, it was devastating. His nose was literally on the side of his face. These guys are still putting each other through tables and all types of shit, hitting themselves with chairs. It's fun to watch, you know. My kids like watching it too now, and it's a trip watching all that. But what Hogan said just showed that he's a racist, you know. Forever, the public is gonna, for the most part, look at him as a racist, and I think right there is a lot, you know. Do I think WWE should, like, remove him from the Hall of Fame and, you know, completely wipe him out? Like, if you go to this site, I'm pretty sure if you search his name, nothing comes up. I don't think that's right. And I know some people are going to say, man, fuck that. He said all that racist shit and da-da-da. So every time something happens, we're just going to erase it off of history. Leave history as is. We'll remember him as a racist piece of shit. But he still did what he did. And I don't like the fact that whenever something goes wrong, erase it from history. Like, that's crazy. You can't erase what he did for WWE. Like, I mean, like, he did a lot for the fucking company. He's still a piece of shit racist, don't get it twisted. But you can't erase what he did. And I just think it's silly to erase that. I mean, he's such a huge figure to WWE. What would that company be without him, you know? For a lot of people I would say 80% of people that watched wrestling, they watched because of Hogan, or if, you know, if it's a generation after, they watched, you know, for the next dude, you know, maybe it was The Rock or Stone Cold, Mick Foley even, you know, or even now, John Cena. My kids love John Cena. My daughter is obsessed with John Cena. It's unbelievable. But, you know, I don't think they should just erase what Hogan has done. I think that the public knowing what he is going to affect him enough. That's a big deal. I mean, everywhere he goes now, people are going to look at him differently now. I mean, if I see Hulk Hogan now, like, I don't care about him now. Like, get out of here. Like, you know? But if this was 2 months ago, I'd probably ask for a photo with the man, you know, because I grew up watching him. But now, it's like, if I see Hogan, I'm going to be like, look at this douchebag, you know, and walk past him. And I'm sure that right there is going on a daily basis. And, you know, people are probably saying some real crazy things to him, too. He's getting his, regardless of WWE being so brutal when it comes to, like, just wiping him off. He should not work for the company anymore, though. Let's get that clear. He definitely should not work for WWE ever again. Ever again. That's my opinion. He should never be at any events. You know, anything that from this day forward, he should never be a part of. But them trying to erase everything he did in the past is a little much. I think that's ridiculous. You know, leave your comments in that, and make sure, once again, subscribe to the Delz Show, because I did a really good podcast on that. The Delz Show. I'll put that in the description box below. I want to do more podcasts to talk about other topics on a regular basis, sometimes even a daily basis, if I get more subscribers there and people are really giving me feedback in the comment box when I do those podcasts at the other channel. I'll start doing as many as you guys want, as long as there's, you know, feedback and people are checking that out. I enjoy doing the podcast as long as there's people on the other side listening and letting me know, because without the comments and the likes, I don't really know how you guys are feeling about this content that I'm putting out there. All right, next question we got from Him Got Soul. He writes, different people's opinion on what is DS. DS stands for dead stock, for people that do not know. And my opinion on it is that, for me, I think a dead stock shoe, in my opinion, what I look at it as, because everyone does have their own definition, is a shoe that's new. You know, if you put it on your foot and you tried it on and maybe like took 2 baby steps in them, put them back in the box in your house, to me, I'm fine with that. They're still new to me. But if you wearing them and you put them in the box, they're worn now. Some people, they're very extreme when it comes to dead stock. Dead stock means that this shoe has not been touched, has not been anything. It's literally just been sitting in the box exactly how it was when the factory shipped it out to the retailer. That is what dead stock means for many, many people. Many, I would say majority of people. And that's what I would say the definition of dead stock is. It's literally just dead stock. You know, it literally came from the factory to the retailer, and that's it. And then in your closet or your storage area, not touched, not loosened with the laces. Literally, the paper is still folded perfectly. That's completely dead stock. But I'm not as crazy with that as other people are. You know, as long as the shoe is new, I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't care about the paper. I throw the paper in the box away half the time. But everyone's got different definitions of what's dead stock. All right, next question we got from Ratchet Mike 2080. Wants to know if I have any Mike Bibby PEs. No, I do not. I would like one, but, you know, it's not on my list, like something I have to have. I don't like paying all that top dollar for those PEs and all that, you know. I'm not gonna. I'll maybe do trades if someone had like a PE and wanted a whole bunch of shoes. Listen, people out there, if you have rare shoes and you're looking for just a whole bunch of shoes for that one shoe, you could always hit me up on my Instagram and show me the shoe. Just send me a private message, as long as it's like a size, I would say 8.5 to a 9.5, maybe even a 10. Like, we can work something out too. You know, I've got tons of sneakers that I actually wouldn't mind downsizing a little bit. So like, I'm willing to trade like 3-4 pairs of shoes for one shoe, as long as it's, you know, making sense and whatnot. All right, next we got from Kicks Ahoy 29. He wants to know what I think would be the most popular LeBron retro. I would say the 7. It seems to be really, really popular. Next question, No Bum Kicks. Small feet, small meat. Is it true? Depending, I guess, on what small feet, and I don't really know about other people's meat. I only know about my meat. Some people say I got small feet. I wear a size 9. Hey, come here. I got my girl with me. Come here.
What?
Do you like my meat?
Yeah, that's why I have you.
There you go. So my meat, I guess, is good. And I would say my feet are, I think I have an average size feet. I got a size 9. So, you know, I don't know. I don't look at other men's meat. So who knows, Mr. Bum Kicks. That was perfect timing. My girl was walking in as I was reading that. Moving on, shout out to McGill checking in. Aaron leaves a comment, wants me to speak about a bunch of different sites that sell early release shoes. I don't mess with early release shoes because of the fact that you can't really tell the difference at times between a shoe that you're getting early and a fake shoe at times. I see people that are openly reviewing replica shoes and they look so close to the real thing that I'm done with all that early release stuff. I haven't really messed with that, and it's been a few years now. If I can't get the shoe when it releases at a licensed retailer, then I'm going to keep it moving. That's just what it is. EP30 writes, what's the story with the Orion 7? I keep hearing everyone hates it. The problem with this shoe was the leather was so damn bad. It felt like plastic, so that's the whole issue with that. Shout out to McGill, just checking in, showing love. Jeff Gonzalez writes, how comfortable is the Saucony 6000 Shadow? I think it's very comfortable. Next I got a lot of questions of people asking me all kinds of stuff that's not sneaker related. I'm gonna stop with that for today because I think I said enough for today with stuff that's not sneaker related. But make sure to subscribe to youtube.com/The Delz Show, and I'm gonna start trying to hit different topics. Shout out to Rye Key. And everyone else that's leaving a lot of other questions. I'm hopefully going to start doing more of other stuff at the other channel. If I notice more people are subscribing, I know there's a lot more people over here than over there, but show that love, man. Subscribe to the Delz Show. I would appreciate it. Kirby Jr. 1 writes, what determines a sneaker's value with the rise and fall of the price? It's supply and demand, basically. That's all it comes down to. Isaac writes, playoff 11s or playoff 12s? Playoff 11s for me. Jason 18 writes, foam pearls, what do I think about them? I love them. I hear they're coming back next year. Hopefully they do. Jimmy writes, tips for someone who is planning on creating a YouTube channel. Watch my 100,000 subscriber thank you video where I actually give tips. I think I give like 15 minutes of that video just telling people ideas of how to start a YouTube channel, giving advice and much more. So watch that video. I wanted to celebrate that by giving out information to help other people out that may be starting a YouTube channel or just need some help with their YouTube channel. Alright, next question we got from Michelle Kicks. I know this might be weird, but what happened between you and Yanti? I don't know what went down. And you shouldn't need to know what went down, but because everyone's so nosy in this day and age with social media, and then you have people that talk about other people on YouTube videos to get attention, and that's totally what this dude did, trying to get people to pay attention to him when he first started YouTube. Hey, let's make a video and talk about someone else that has a following. That's basically what he did. He was making it like he was a big victim and I treat my subscribers like crap, which is completely untrue. I only block people if they do stuff that pisses me off or that is disrespectful. He got blocked, and I think I even blocked him by accident. I was leaving a comment on one of his videos, and by accident, I think I may have even blocked him. I don't even think I blocked him purposely, but even if I did purposely block him, because it was so long ago, it really doesn't matter. And I never avoided the question because I was scared to answer it. I just never had a platform to do that where I felt like it was necessary to do so. And being that it's a podcast and it's just a lot of just Q&A and, you know, we're talking about all types of stuff, I don't mind answering that one time, and I'll do that here. This dude is an actor. He's fooled so many of you guys, making it like he's such a goody two-shoes guy. If he was such a good guy, a nice guy, he would have just contacted me if he was that insulted. Any quote-unquote gentleman, a nice person, doesn't make a whole video rant like that. He would have just emailed me, which you can email me, no problem. I have an email address. You could have also just tweeted me or sent me a message via Facebook, and all he had to do was say, listen, I'm a big time supporter. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry if I insulted you. Can you please unblock me? I would have unblocked him, and it would have been just as simple as that, because that happens from time to time. Sometimes I'll even block people by accident because someone says something obnoxious, and then I'll block someone above that comment by accident or below it, and then that person gets blocked by accident. Sometimes I block people. This is the internet. I don't have to read your comments if they're obnoxious or rude. So if I see something I don't like, I will block you. But nowadays, I'm so like just not caring about that now. I really randomly block people anymore because it's the internet, and these people that talk, you know, nonsense out there on social networks and YouTube comments, I mean, you already know the kind of people they are. They're a laughing stock, you know what I mean? They're a joke. But with this dude, in my opinion, he's a complete actor. He always plays like he's such a good guy. He's this nice dude, and then you'll catch him, you know, talking shit about you. Like, throughout the years after that video, man, he's said so much shit about me, like on Twitter and other platforms. It's ridiculous, man. The dude is so fake, man. But hey, some people like him, and that's fine. I'm not telling you not to like him, but his personality, he's a phony, man. He's a fake. Anyone that's a real dude, a real man, if they really supported someone, they wouldn't have done that video. He would have just emailed me. And right off the bat, that just ethers everything. Like, he would have just contacted me and said, yo, listen, man, yo, what happened? I got blocked. I'm a huge supporter. Like, it's as simple as that. And there's nothing really more to say except, you know, don't believe everything you hear from one side. There's always two sides. And, you know, don't believe everything you read either. Like, stop believing everything that's on the internet. Just because it's on the internet and someone says something, it doesn't mean it's 100% true. And that's it for that. I'm done talking about that right there. Moving on, next question we got from Grumpy Old Soul. He writes, talk about how it seems like you don't get the recognition in the sneaker world that others without a comparable resume to yours gets. Relatively newer people in the game are getting so much more shine than you are from various sneaker media outlets. I know you don't hate and F the negativity, but honestly, I've been wondering why I don't hear your name spoken upon those I'd assume it would be. I see you making your own lane with the interviews, though. Thank you, man, for the love, first of all. It's just the fact that I've been doing this for so long and that there's a new generation of people that are doing it. And I just need more support out there as far as people being a little more vocal about these kind of topics. A lot of people talk to me about this or hit me up, but they don't hit those media outlets up. They need to hit those media outlets. I can't talk good about myself. That means shit. But when you guys, the public, when the public keeps going and speaking to all types of media outlets, like, what about Delz? What about Delz? What about Delz? What about Delz? Yo, Delz should be here. Yo, Delz should do that. Yo, Delz. When you guys contact all these other people on, you know, Twitter, for instance, Facebook, Instagram, that's what helps me, you know. So for people that always contact me about that, I always appreciate that because it gives me an opportunity to actually answer your question, like right now, publicly. But without you guys are my voice. You guys are my mouthpiece, like out there in the world, especially online, you know. For people that notice this too, you know, when you see situations where you feel like, you know, I should be involved with something, say something. That shit counts, man, when there's a bunch of people, you know, hitting up like a certain company, you know, a certain brand, and saying, "Where's Delz? What happened to Delz? Or how come this? Or how come that?" You know, I was invited to SneakerCon last year, and you know, it was great. I wasn't invited this year, and a lot of people wanted to see me there. You know, if a lot of people that wanted to see me there, instead of hitting me up, they hit up SneakerCon and said, "Yo, Delz, we need to see Delz at SneakerCon. Please get him over there." You know, they may think about, you know, flying me to your city. You know what I mean? So, like, keep that in mind, too. You guys are what's going to make anything successful happen as far as with me and other companies, other brands. You know, maybe one day I'll be able to come out with my own sneaker with a brand. That's going to happen if, you know, brands see that you guys are really into what I am about and what I am, you know. And unless they see that, then nothing's gonna happen. You know, you guys may see other people involved with other stuff, and that's just from them networking. And you know, some YouTubers network with other YouTubers, and they put, you know, whoever they feel like putting on to certain opportunities. And you know, I'm not in their mind, I guess, because they don't like what I do or support what I do. So, you know, that's just what it is. There was a company that's been giving shoes to a lot of YouTubers for over a year now, and I wasn't getting any shoes, and a lot of people would ask me, why am I not getting shoes? But this guy barely has any subscribers, and he got, you know, shoes, or this guy got them, or this guy got them. How come you don't get them? And I finally found out why, and it had nothing to do with the company not liking me. It had to do with the fact that it had to do with people recommending a person to be involved with it, to be on board. And I just recently found this out by a very popular YouTuber who put me in contact with them, and I may be, you know, starting to get some love from this one particular company, which probably you guys know who I'm talking about, you know. And we'll see. If it goes down, awesome. If it doesn't, that's fine too, you know. It does help when you get some love out there, you know. It's a good look. Especially, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, man. Like, and I will continue to do this as long as you guys are with me, you know what I mean? As long as you guys are listening to the podcast, watching the reviews, I'm going to still do this, like, you know. But I would love bigger and better things to happen with me, you know. I'm a family man now. As I was saying before, you know, I've changed a lot in the past 4 or 5 years. I got kids, you know, like, I'm trying to have bigger and better things happen to me, big opportunities. I'm trying to, you know, do a lot of great stuff, you know, take care of my kids, which I'm doing a pretty damn good job at right now, you know. I'm really trying to be the best dad I can be. That's my main focus, you know. That's really what it comes down to, man. And as far as what you were saying, like my own lane, I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. I got stuff I'm working on with other YouTubers too, like great stuff with other YouTubers, man, believe it or not. You know, I'm trying to do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm just trying to have fun here on YouTube. Who knows how long I'm going to be on YouTube for, you know? You just never know. I could croak tomorrow, knock on wood, or, you know, I could just stop doing YouTube videos. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but without the support, you know, it's going to slowly fade away. So, like, for people that think, like, you know, not liking the video or sharing the video or leaving the comment, like, it's not a big deal. Delz is just, it's not really going to help. It helps a lot. It really does help a lot. For real. And it is appreciated. Moving on. E-Money Sports writes, "What's up, Delz? You do great work informing these young boys on what the love for kicks is really about. Can you talk about the difference in loving kicks and being obsessed?" That is awesome, because it's totally true, man. Because, you know, there's a difference between being obsessed with kicks and loving them. You know, like, for instance, some people are so into kicks where it's like taking over the whole entire life. Like, you know, it's all about the sneakers, day and night, sneakers, sneakers, sneakers. That's an obsession. Loving kicks is, you know, just, you know, like, you could have mad sneakers, but that's not what it's all about. You know, at the end of the day, it's about you living your life and doing your thing, whether it's, you know, you have your 9 to 5, you throw on your sneakers, go do work, you know, you come home, you got your kids, or, you know, whatever the case is, you know. But when sneakers is everything, you know, then that's an obsession. You know what I mean? And that's not good. You know, I'm talking about kicks for almost an hour now with you guys right now, but this is a form of entertainment. You know what I mean? When I shut this off, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do tonight for Friday night. You know, probably go out to dinner, maybe catch a movie or something with my girl. Who knows? You know what I mean? And there won't be no sneaker or anything, you know, except, you know, me wearing them. But being obsessed with sneakers where it's just, that's all it's about, that's not good, man. Especially for young people out there. As I always say, man, you know, you make the sneakers what they are. The sneakers don't make you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a form of clothing, man. It's something you wear, and that's it. To be a sneakerhead, a sneaker addict, whatever you want to call yourself, doesn't mean you have to, you know, just be like sneakers, just all day, every day. Let's see. A lot of the same questions. OVO, man. Everyone wants me to talk about OVO and Drake beef. Make sure to hit that like button right now, too, if you're enjoying this. M. Costello writes, D Rose 6. Looks cool. I got to see more photos, but, you know, it looks cool. J. Ray wants me to speak about the Curry ones. Am I going to buy any more of them? Probably not. I mean, maybe I'll cop a pair of those, but we'll see, man. JL Sampson writes, with the tech of the Jordan 29, how do you think Jordan Brand will upstage the 30? I don't know, but, you know, they're doing a hell of a good job the past couple of years. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what that 30 is going to be all about. Really looking forward to it. And he also writes, with the 29 price dropping, do you think it's all worth to get another pair? Definitely. I mean, if you love the shoe and the price is dropping, now's the time to get them. Like, for instance, the LeBron 12 I was speaking about before, how they're going on sale now. When I first seen that shoe, it bothered me, that swoosh being so low. It was like paining me because it looked like such a nice shoe, but that damn swoosh just seemed so low. Finally got over the swoosh being low. I really dig that shoe. I'm going to pick up more colorways of that, definitely. So if it's a shoe you like, when it's on sale, go for it, man. Go for it. A lot of sneakers that are coming out now, you know, that are sitting on the shelves, and you know they're going to sit on the shelves, right? Even if they release next week, and you know they're going to sit on the shelves, unless you necessarily need to wear them on your feet that day because you're that excited about it, let that shit sit on the damn shelf, man. Let that sit on the shelf. Let it collect that dust. You know what I mean? Let it go on sale. Unless you're in a rush, you need to have that shoe on your feet. You know, you have an outfit you want to wear with it, or whatever the case may be. Leave it on the shelf. Don't pick it up when it first comes out. That's why the sneaker quote-unquote game was so much better, like, you know, like 10 years ago, give or take. Because that's how it was. Like, they weren't flying off the shelf so quick like now. It's crazy now. Let them shit sit on the shelves. That's another reason why, to getting back to that question with companies and whatnot. You see, like, when I speak for the people, you know. Like, companies don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear someone like myself saying, don't buy the shoe when it comes out. Let that shit sit on the shelves. Let it go on sale. Like, companies don't want to hear that, man. You know, so that's why they reach out to these other people that, you know, they can get to say whatever they want. You know, they can just literally stick their arm all the way up their ass, have their hand right by their head like a puppet, and just have them speak and say whatever they want. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if at least one person on YouTube on the low works for Nike. For real. Because there's been a few times I've watched a few things, and it seems like they may be working for Nike on the low. You know what I mean? But that's my gift and a curse, that I'm blunt and I'm honest. Some people love it, some people hate it. But yeah, if you love a shoe so much and it's on sale, go for it. I think that the 29s is a real nice pair of shoes, man. I really like those. I really love those ones with Jordan on the side of them that came out on All-Star Weekend. I'd love a pair of those. I really want those. Sneakers I'm looking for right now, by the way, I'm looking for those. I'm looking for... What are those? I just felt like saying that. Man, I love that damn video still. There's so many different parodies, man. This shit is so funny. There's so many times I'm walking and I just want to do that video, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that, some dickhead shit. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I'd love to do that. It'd be so funny. But yeah, those 29s with MJ on the side. I love that pair of 29s. I want those shattered backboard ones. I really want those Jordan Bred lows. What else do I want? There's a few more pairs of shoes I really want. I forgot off top. But yeah, man, I got a ton of sneakers that I'm willing to trade. And if you ever have any sneakers that are nice that you think I would want, feel free to hit me on Instagram with a photo if you want to do some trades. And keep in mind, I'm willing to trade 2 to 3 pairs of shoes for one shoe if it's something really rare. Hit up my Instagram. I think we're going to end this podcast right here. As far as the weekend, there's a bunch of releases, like the new Jordan 11. I'm pretty sure that's releasing, the low. Let me know if you're going to pick that one up. I did a review on it. I think if you like how it looks in photos, you're going to love it in person. I thought the quality, the craftsmanship was fantastic. So on point. In the morning, I'll have information on all the releases. Go there like at 9:30 a.m. and bang, you'll have plenty of information to help you out, give you a head start. Go to my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, every day, morning, noon, and night, like clockwork, to keep you up to date with what's going on in the sneaker world that's hot. Not just a whole bunch of shit talking about sneakers, only what is hot, all right? At my blog, thesneakeraddict.com. New episodes I'd like you to watch. I did a great episode visiting pro wrestler over at TNA Impact, Manic. He wrestles in Kobe's and Air Jordans, and we got to speak to him about that, and it was really an awesome video. Check out that episode. Also, another episode I'd love you to watch is a new Saucony unboxing with my girl. A lot of fun. I also did an unboxing on some new Li Nings that are really dope. What else do I got? Oh, I got a real good video I want you to watch. The Ultra Boost versus the Flyknit Lunar 3. Dope video. Go through a lot of the different stuff between the two. You're going to enjoy that video a lot if you're into runners. Tons of episodes, man. The Air Max 95s, the Neons. If you didn't pick those up, you should be picking those up, definitely. If you need help finding them, just hit me up on my Twitter. Just go to the main page and check out the recent videos. Catch up on my reviews if you're bored right now. And hey, if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, go check it out. Look in the description box below. Last week's was a good listen. You're going to enjoy it, all right? Leave your comments. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And, man, it's going to be a good weekend for me. It's my daughter's birthday on Sunday. We're going to go to the zoo. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to have family and friends with us. I love spending time with my kids, man. It's the best thing. A lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Everyone have a great weekend. Be good out there. Be easy. Don't do anything too crazy. And with that said, we out.